U.S. Marine reacts to joining the military in South Korea. Army boot camp. Oh, he's talking a little too fast. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this hair. Look at the nice hair. See, they actually get to grow out their hair a little bit. We only got 3 inches. Oh yeah, mandatory. There's a lot of stuff going. There's a lot of stuff hitting me right now.
It's currently 1:08 p.m. and starting at 2 p.m. A military enlistment ceremony will be taking place at this recruit training center in Nonsan, Chungcheong, Namdo Province.
Okay.
Currently at this training center, 15,000 people are receiving basic training for 5 weeks before they get dispatched to their respective army units. Today, 1,500 people will be joining the
That's a really quick time period.
Friends and families have come with them to bid them farewell. South Korea is one of the several countries around the world that still have military conscription. It's been 69 years since the Korean War broke out, but the two Koreas are still technically at war, as the military conflict ended with a ceasefire, not a...
What was the high five thing? I don't know. I mean, if you know it, put it in the comments, because I have no idea what that was.
With that, all able-bodied men in the country between the ages of 18 and 30...
What? Okay, you know, I'm just not even going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
5 are required to complete 18 months of national service in the Army and a bit longer for the Navy and the Air Force, including those that substitute the required 1.5 years or so with community service due to physical, religious, or other reasons. All men serving the country have to undergo a period of basic training, and Yeongmudae is one of those places where that takes place.
I feel like they should implement this in the U.S., although I don't think they ever would.
Than I thought. Feels like a festival or a picnic of some sort.
I don't know why I was reading the subtitles. She's speaking English.
To say goodbye to your sons.
It really does seem like a big family gathering too, in a way. I mean, when we went to boot camp at MCRD, you just got on a plane. The only people that you were really with were the other people that were going there with you. So your family would have already said their goodbyes way before then.
At least until now. The emotional part will be coming soon.
저 부산에서 왔습니다.
지금 몇 살이세요?
저는 22살이고요. 만으로 21살이고요.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. I'm assuming that's a culture thing. I wonder if he's the only one going, or if they're going too. I'm assuming not. I'm assuming just him, just because he shaved his head. It seems.
저 5월 25일 생일이어갖고 21개 초 불고 한 달 뒤에 군대로 왔습니다. 제가 머리를 오디오 가르면서 앞머리까지 왔었거든요. 맨날 넘기고 이러는데 머리 딱 밀고 나니까 넘기고 머리가.
That's a big thing, man. I missed my hair too when I had to shave it.
뭐 별로 마음이 그렇게 무겁지.
Honestly, when we were in boot camp, man, when we all had our shaved heads, it was so hard to tell people apart unless you could see like their name tapes or like the little, this little paper badge that we would have on our left shoulder. But yeah, man, dude, we all looked like the little aliens.
않습니다. 근데 어머니가 그 약간 눈시울 붉히는 거 보고 약간 마음이 약간 약해지긴 했는데 35일 별거 아닌 거 잘 갔다 오겠으면 남자는 다 가는 거잖아요.
그때 86년도.
Man, what did they say? 5 weeks, man. Five weeks isn't that bad. We did it for 13.
항상 이렇게 옆에만 있는데 이제 다른 애들 보낸다니까 한편으로는 좀 마음이 좀 내리는.
I feel like it's the biggest shock to people who just haven't been away from their family for like long periods of time.
군생활 잘하고 돌아왔으면 좋겠다는 생각. 지금은 부모들이 이제 같이 와가지고 이렇게.
Yeah, and like they actually have a festival and all that before they actually leave.
시대가 많이 변했다 이런 생각이 좀 드네요.
여기 같이 계신 분들은 이제 전역하신 친구.
Bro, I am digging this dude's hair. I'm trying to grow out my hair like that right now.
형들
이렇게 입고 와주신 이유가 있을 것 같은데.
네, 저 놀리려고.
They're very motivated.
소감이 어떠세요? 이렇게 오늘 입대 앞두고 있는데.
소감보다는 가야죠.
Yeah, you pretty much don't have a choice if it's mandatory.
먼저 간다고 생각하고 열심히 하고 와야죠.
Might as well do it early, get it out of the way.
그럼 몇 살?
저 만 18세요.
친구 있어요?
아, 여자친구 없이 가야죠.
아직은 시간은 안 나요. 예. 그리고 뭐 이제 저 모이고 이제 돌았을 때 뭐 짠 하겠죠.
아버님 혹시 아버님 입대하실 때 생각나세요?
한 25년이라는 세월이 돼가지고 저도 일찍 갔다.
I mean, I was like what 21 when I went in to the Marine Corps. I was already kind of doing my own thing.
자랑스러운 태극기 앞에 자유롭고 정의로운 대한민국의 무한 영광을 위하여 충성을 다하는 것을 함께 다짐합니다.
Look at that hair. That's the type of hair I want. I'm trying to grow it out.
As the ceremony progresses, things become calmer. Parents hug their sons, telling them that they'll do fine. But at the thought of sending their sons off for over a year, there are many parents welling up in tears.
그리고 지금 어머님들이 가장 많이 우실 때가 언젠가 하면 입영 장정들이 입고 온
It's
옷을
only 5 weeks.
소포로 발송하게 되는데 그 소포를 받으실 때 굉장히 많이 우십니다. 그 우신 날이 언젠가 하면 다음 주 수요일 날 우리 입영 장정들에 대해서 옷을 다 소포로
We just kept our clothes.
발송을 하게 됩니다. 그게 빠르면 3일, 느리면 한 일주일 정도 걸리니까 다음 주 말이나 그 다음 주 초에 도착하게 됩니다. 우시는데 안 우셔도 될 것 같습니다. 그때 되면 벌써 훈련병들 다 적응이 되어 있습니다.
I'm just curious to see like what they actually end up going through.
It's time to say goodbye. An announcement is coming out telling the parents and friends to move out of the venue. It's the hardest part to watch.
I feel like the hardest part for me was
So the people you see
I wasn't
behind
expecting
me
to get like a
are all
letter
those
when
who
I was in
have
boot camp.
enlisted today. They'll be
And I saw the
going
people
through
getting
a
letters,
physical
and then
exam
as soon as I
and a
got
health
one,
checkup in the next few days, and the
it kind of
official
hit me a little bit, but I mean,
begins
not to the point I was
next
crying,
week.
but
So these,
it definitely hit you in the
people,
feels.
1,500 of them will end their 5-week training on July 30th.
Soldiers engage in various training activities while here, different programs for
Oh, they
each
go straight into it, huh?
Today we got to meet some of the soldiers who are actually taking part.
Glow belts are unanimous everywhere.
After smearing oil-based camouflage cream on their faces, they get ready for individual.
Okay, so they just put all black on their face. I mean, the way we did it, we would have different colors. We had like a little bit of green, a little bit of tan, depending on the environment, and we'd make like little streak marks. If you're trying to blend into the actual whatever foliage or whatever is around. I haven't seen too many people just do it all one color.
네, 저는 입소한 지 4주째가 되어가고 있고 저희는 오늘 각계 전투 기초 훈련을 받고 있습니다. 포복 훈련으로서 저희가 장애물을 극복하기 위해서 현재 소대원들이 낮은 포복 자세를 취하고 있습니다. 힘들지 않다고
I don't know about
하는
having your
것은
muzzle
전원들과
pointed at
함께
someone
때문에
when you're crawling like that.
Zeroing fire exercise is practicing to align the sights on the weapon with a rifle to
Those were blanks. I swear in my life I saw that those were blanks.
accurately aim at a target from a
Then again, I
second
might
distance.
just... No, well, I mean, I guess not then. Never mind.
There was a female officer at the firing range.
사실 요즘에는 여군들이 많이 뽑히고 있고 각자의 위치에서 열심히 다들 임무 수행을 하고 있습니다. 그래서 뭐 여군이
I mean, aren't females required to do the service as well over there?
우리 훈련병들 대할 때는 조금 더 누나 같은
If anybody from Korea sees this, please comment down below.
엄마는 아니고 예 그런 마음으로 훈련병들을 대하려고 노력하고 있습니다.
가운데 있는 총 3발을 맞춰야 합격입니다. 처음에는
Pretty decent.
무서워서 약간 긴장도 많이 하고 그랬는데 많이 익숙해져서 통과할 수
What are you
있었던
scared
것
of?
같습니다. 다음 주까지 하면 이제 수료입니다. 생각보다 어렵고 많이 힘든데 동기들과
Oh, it's fun. Okay.
열심히 훈련해서 멋진 군인으로 거듭나겠습니다.
This is CBR defense training.
When I was in, bro, just wanted to do my time and get out.
Chemical, biological, or any nuclear weapons attacks in the case of contingencies. And just standing out here nearby the gas chamber, we're sneezing.
Oh, they do the gas
our
chamber too.
Nose is running.
It's just not
once
fun.
they go into that gas chamber, they're exposed to all these nasty substances like chlorine or CS.
I don't know if they're just really well disciplined or how much of whatever type of gas they use. I'm assuming, yes, CS gas. How much do they use? Because these guys, I don't see any snot. I saw a little bit of coughing, but typically you got a lot more snot, coughing, you feeling a burn in your chest, your throat, your arms, everywhere. These guys were just kind of coming out like nothing. I mean, Could just be they're pretty well disciplined though.
Bus gas, that's a military version of tear gas, I believe. And there's always an ambulance standing by in case of an emergency. So military authorities here are assuring the soldiers that it's always safe.
This is one of the barracks in Nonsan where the trainees stay for 5 weeks. Everything is
Looks
so
a lot nicer than what we had.
tidy and well organized. Even their slippers are neatly queued up.
관물대를 이렇게 종류별로 이렇게 정리해 놓는.
Bro, they get their own rooms?
전쟁이 났을 때
We just had like a big ass squad bay and everybody just slept on racks, like right next to each other.
한 번만 열어서 보여주실 수 있으세요? 여자친구 사진도.
We
Earlier
were not
today,
allowed to
we
have
saw
that.
trainees that just enlisted in the Army.
This is
But
insanely
for these young
different.
Men, the 5-week training session ends tomorrow. They will now be dispatched to different Army units, so it's their last day together.
솔직히 군대에서 힘든 훈련을 받지만 제가 힘을 내야 전우들도 힘이 납니다. 같이 이런 5주 동안 힘든 훈련 같이 버틸 수 있어서 너무 고맙고 그 자대 가서도 건강하게 다들 제대했으면 좋겠습니다.
앞으로 자주 연락하고.
So definitely this type of training seems a lot calmer
This is the cafeteria.
than what I would be used to.
Soldiers who cook for the trainees. In other words, these soldiers
Interesting.
or military chefs, if you will.
But yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of
actually
yelling, a whole,
receive training
I mean, then
here
again,
at this very food
different
camp.
culture,
They have been
different
dispatched
army.
here after completing the
They get so much way better ass food.
오늘 오븐에 구운 닭입니다. 가장 맛있게 나온 거라서 애들 되게 행복해하면서 먹고 있습니다.
Definitely different even when eating, bro. We would have 4 to a table. You're eating with one hand, everything one hand, and you're having to eat pretty quickly because you're only in there for about 5 or 10 minutes, roughly, eating. And as soon as because the guide, which is supposed to be like the leader of our platoon, that's a recruit, as soon as he finishes, he's the last one to eat. If he finishes first, then it looks really bad, and then everyone's got to wait for you to finish. And then it's pull-ups afterward.
There are not many South Korean men who really want to halt their studies or nascent careers for 1.5 years or 2 years to serve the country, especially such a highly competitive society like South Korea with the unemployment rate rising every year. Nevertheless, they're here, they're brave young men, and because of them, we civilians can carry on with our daily lives without having to worry about military threats coming from the north.
You also
But
got the
hopefully
Marine
the
station there.
competition between the two Koreas would come to an end soon, so that men here in the country could enlist voluntarily like many other parts of the world.
Alright, so real quick. Very different from what I went through when I was going through boot camp. Then again, I understand that they just did this for like a quick 10-minute video and that it was just like 5 weeks. There's definitely like big differences as far as like the way the instructors, I don't know what they would call them over there, we call ours drill instructors, as far as the way they would actually like talk to the recruits and have them behave, if that makes sense. So very different though. I mean, but then again, it is mandatory in South Korea to do it, so I understand they would be a little more in a sense lenient as far as like all the training and all that, because it looks like they kind of really just jumped right into it. But I mean, that's it for this video. Go ahead and leave a like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, comment if you are watching this and have been in the South Korean Army. Go ahead and let me know kind of what's a good video to watch in it, because I feel like this video really didn't show a whole lot of what you guys actually go through. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to the original video down below from the YouTube channel Korea Now. And until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.